Hello everyone, time to give a little bit of an update on my portfolio. We're going to take a look at it. There's not that much that has changed, but we almost reached the $17,000 mark. Earlier today, we got a little close, I guess. 16,970 at the peak today. We were looking good, but obviously a little bit of a sell-off towards the end of the day. Nothing too crazy. I didn't make that many moves since, but we'll take a look. It just seems like this thing is just taking off. I mean, well, that's wild. Let's show me a good one-year chart. Is the one-year chart broken? Robinhood. You gotta love it. Robinhood's being a wild thing. So we're just gonna look from start of the year. I mean, if you're looking start of 2019, I was down here at the $12,000 mark, and we're all the way up to nearly 17,000 now. So super exciting to see what's going on here. Even up 11.5% in the past 3 months alone. I mean, there's good stuff happening with this portfolio. I'm super happy. Let's get right into some of these positions. Obviously, Apple didn't really make any changes here. Right now, total return here 89% or $747.94. So really happy with that. Not really ready to buy any more Apple just because of the value of these shares. It's just a little high for my liking. I know all these analysts are saying this thing's going to 370, 380. It's just the cycle of things. I mean, that's how analysts are. If a stock's doing well, they're going to say it's going to do well. So I'm definitely not buying right now in terms of Apple. On this portfolio at least, that is. So I'm holding to my 5 shares. Nothing too crazy, but overall I'm enjoying it. We've got our lovely Disney still sitting at 7 shares here, but the stock's gone up a little bit more since last. Right now, overall total return of $311.86, which is around a $44.89% increase. 7 shares, about 6% of my portfolio. So pretty nice stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and go right on back. Take a look now at Facebook. Let's see. So Facebook, right here, $2.20 a share. So this obviously is going up quite a bit since you last have seen. Nice. Facebook has been very nice to me in the past 3 months, up 20% in the past 3 months. Gotta love that. So total return now of $500 or 33.5%. So makes up around 12% of my portfolio, which is really nice. Cost basis is right at $165.29 per share. I love that. It just makes me happy. It makes me happy to see that. Now you see Microsoft, obviously still a huge winner with Microsoft, up 90% or $314.70. Makes up around 4% of my portfolio. Only 4 shares though. So in the past 3 months, this guy's also up 21%. Past year up 55%. Yikes! You just gotta love it. Microsoft's really been rocking it. Next we have one that I've been contemplating buying more of, but I kind of want this thing to drop. It's very, they fluctuate. These type of pharmaceutical stocks, they really fluctuate. So right now, ABBV or AbbVie, as you might know it, right there, cost basis of $72.88 a share. Right now it's at $87.50, so a 20% increase on this position only. That is excluding dividends. It's only 3 shares though, so it only makes up 1.5% of my portfolio. I want it to be a bigger part just because they do pay a nice dividend, right around 5% at the moment. So I am definitely a huge fan of this stock at the moment. If we look 3 months out, I should have picked up some right around this 76 when it was right around my cost basis. Even if you look back in August, this thing was under my cost basis, and I didn't buy any more. Big mistake there. Wish I had gotten some more. All right. Next we have Gilead Sciences. Only 2 shares here, $72.55 per share. So I'm down 12.46% on this, or $18. Nothing too crazy. It's only 0.76% of my position. This is one I'm also interested in getting more of. Dividend yield right around 4%. Price to earnings, not too absurd on this guy. I'm interested in picking up some more Gillette shares as well. We'll see if I do in the future, potentially. There's more things I'm really considering buying at the moment. I don't have that much, right now. Buying power, only at $56 waiting in there, so I'm waiting until I deposit more. So let's take a look at Ford. This thing's still kind of a dog, down 14.32%, $68.96 down. Overall, I am up on this position if I'm accounting for dividends over time, because every quarter we're getting some cashish. Is it going to show my history down here? I think it will. So every quarter getting $6, right around $6. Overall, I'm pretty close to break even on it, if you account for dividends. So nothing's absurd, just how long I've held it. So hoping this stock will go back up once the Ford Mach-E finally starts getting sold. I'm excited to see how that does. Could have an impact, but still, it's a very good dividend payer. New York Community Bank, still one of the first stocks I've ever held. It was definitely one of the first stocks that I owned here for sure. Right on 1.4% of my portfolio, 20 shares at $11.50. This is a limit order done right, so my average cost is actually, $11.50. So this is what I would call a good little good limit order. So that way my cost basis looks nice. But anyways, up 2.3% on it, only $5.39. But this guy does pay a dividend right around 6% almost. So I am accounting for that. Over the past 2 years, I've been getting that nice dividend as well. So something to consider. Up pretty decently on that position if you account for dividends. Next, we have another one which I want to buy more of, but I think it's just so high above my cost basis right now. I don't know what to think. Total return down pretty significantly. So if we're looking, in the past month, this thing's down 11%. Really not much movement in the past 3 months, but still overall in the past year up 61%, which right now that's right about where I'm up, $174.85, or $62 or 62.37%, right around 2.7% of my portfolio. Only 4 shares of this guy at $70.09 per share. Nice dividend on this guy again, gonna get you around 2%. So love everything about that. Next we have Kohl's. Again, I want more Kohl's too. Considering buying it, I'm buying it more on one of my other brokerage accounts. I'm buying more Kohl's, so this is only half of a percentage point of my portfolio. 2 shares. Cost basis of $42.40. This thing is up 9.3% for me, excluding dividend. $7.95 off. Up, not off, up. Nice 5.5% yielder as well on this guy too. So that's why I really like Kohl's. They're a nice little stock for me to have on there. Next, we're still looking retail Tapestry brands. People own Kate Spade, Stuart Weitzman, and Coach. Yielding right around 4.5%. This thing, only 10 shares at $20.18 per share. I'm pretty happy with this position so far since I added it probably 5 months ago at best. We can take a look here, and it'll pretty much, you'll know when I added it. It was right in this dip here in August is when I purchased these shares. So things up 37%, up $74.70. And again, I enjoy the dividend they pay me too, so that's why I'm really sticking in with this one. I really enjoy the dividend. It's a very, very nice little dividend. Right after that, still my one measly share of Home Depot. Nothing crazy going on here. Overall, $158.50 per share, as in the one share, around 1.3% of my portfolio. Total return of $73.90, or 46.62%, which is nice. And again, that's excluding dividend. This guy does pay a dividend as well. I'm speaking a lot about dividends. This portfolio yields right around 3.5% right now, so we're going to get into some of my higher dividend payers later. They're going to be coming up shortly, but just so you know, right around 3.5% per year in terms of dividend on this portfolio. A good dividend player here is Coca-Cola. Which, obviously, I love me a little bit of Coca-Cola. Everyone needs a little Coca-Cola in their portfolio. You know you need it. You know you want me. I know you care. Cost basis of $45.24 per share. 5 shares, right around 1.7% of my portfolio. Up 27.34% on this before dividends. You know, I got to say that every time. $61.85. So nothing crazy. Just something I'm going to be holding for a very long time. And getting that dividend, so love that. What do we have next here? Next here, you know, we're going to another position I want more of. I just want more of, but everything's so freaking expensive right now. Starbucks, cost basis of $52.25. I'm up 76.46% on this, or right around $80. I've only 2 shares of this, so it's around 1% of my portfolio. Nothing too crazy. Again, love the dividend on this guy. Anything that's paying me a dividend, I kind of like. If Starbucks dips, I could plan on buying more. More of that little Starbucks. It's a franchise that's nice. I don't get Starbucks myself, but next we have iRobot, which, that's right, boys, it's finally paying off. It's finally paying off to have iRobot like I told you to get. So cost basis of $46.49. Ooh, that's hurting me. In the past month, this bad boy's up 6.2%. Past 3 months, up 10.43%. In the past year, it's down, though, so that's why I was like, it's time to buy it. It's time to buy this bad boy. So, up 16.11%. And $52.43 gain on here. Not a huge fan of this position just because of the lack of dividend, but I do think there's plenty of share appreciation here. I have a nice mixture of growth and dividend payers in this portfolio. So iRobot might consider buying more if it goes down below my cost basis again, but otherwise I'm going to hold it for quite a while. We have Micron really rocking it out right now. 10 shares, right around 3.5% of my portfolio, up 31%, or $140.35. Again, not a dividend payer here, but they're making me some money in the meantime, so I enjoy Micron. I sold off a decent bit of my, let's go back into this, my bad. I sold off some Micron shares, if you might know. Did I sell them? I don't remember. Did I? So I went ahead and did not sell any yet. I was just kidding to you. So I bought thinking about my other portfolio, I sold some Micron, but I did not in this one, so I still have my little Micron shares. Nothing crazy. Love this right now. Let's move on to what's right after Micron, which is Cisco. Cost basis of $36.94 per share here. Stocks at $49 even. Love that. A little bit less than 1% of the portfolio. Up 32.65, or up $36.18. Nothing crazy, just 3 shares. This guy, again, I enjoy it for the dividend. It's a decent little company paying me a nice little dividend. That's what I'm talking about. After Cisco, we still have one of my lovely additions here, Garmin. Cost basis of $79.74 for the 1 share I bought. I bought this for one specific reason. I was tracking an option, a call option on this thing. So I bought 1 share, and I didn't end up buying that call option. But I just kept the 1 share that I got, and the thing ended up going up pretty well. So I'm up 25.68%, or $20.48. This thing does also pay a dividend as well. So I'm going to be holding on to this 1 share. If the stock price goes down, I could consider buying more shares as well, because it's a decent little company that could potentially get bought out by one of the bigger tech giants. Just saying. Analog Devices, another very long-term holding for me. Bought this 1 share at $79.05, which is less than 1% of my portfolio, but overall up 52.33% in terms of total return, or $41.37. Dividend yield's pretty low on this one, but it does pay a dividend as well, so I will be holding that 1 share as well. Next, we have our favorite, little HPQ, one of my, I would say, relatively biggest flubs I've had in terms of my portfolio. I mean, I bought it thinking that there was a good chance for growth, and I think there still is in terms of the 3D printing sector. But it's been, relatively stagnant, which overall I'm not, opposed to, because I picked up this thing, it would have been sometime in 2018, probably 2017, 2018, in which it's, stayed pretty well flat, completely stagnant. But I'm not upset with it by any means, because for one, we have the potential Xerox buyout, which I've heard could be rumored somewhere around $27 per share now if they come out with another offer. But we also have 3D printing. Again, like I said, I only have 5 shares here at a cost basis of $19.07, up 15%, or $14.29, and a nice little decent dividend on this guy as well. So I've been enjoying that while this thing's been pretty stagnant. Definitely was not one of my biggest flubs, so for sure. We have bigger flubs. Activision Blizzard, finally, glad to be up on this position. Cost basis of $56.70, 2 shares, less than 1% of my portfolio. This thing is up 6.39%, or $7.25, so nothing crazy, but again, it pays a very small dividend, but it does pay a dividend as well. I think there's more room to grow in terms of Activision. I might buy some more if it dips below that, my average share cost, which is hard to say anything because it's only 2 shares, but still. TD Ameritrade, just rocking it. I love me some TD Ameritrade. This thing up 53.4% since I got it, or $70.64. 4 shares, a little bit over 1% of my portfolio. Pays a nice little dividend as well, so that's why I'm a huge fan of TD Ameritrade right now. Really enjoying having the holding. I want to pick up more, but again, nothing's too crazy. My cost basis is $33, so if the stock's at $50, I'll wait a little bit until I can get it similar to that price again. Next, we're getting into the big dividend players. Big dividend payers here. I've had this one for quite a while here. Realty Income, or ticker symbol O, the monthly dividend company, as it is sometimes known as. They pay dividend monthly. I've got 18 shares of this guy. Around 8% of my portfolio is made up of this. Total return, just in terms of share appreciation, is 39%, or $389. So I didn't get this thing for share appreciation, but it's gone up over the past year, up 18.58%. Overall, this isn't one that normally you're going to see that much upward movement for, but yeah, we saw it and we've seen it. Dividend yield nicely around 3.6. My yield on cost is going to be somewhere around right around 5-6% potentially, just because my average cost basis is a lot lower than what it is right now. So my yield on cost is going to be higher than what you're currently getting the yield for on it too. So it is one thing to consider. Next, we're going to have Iron Mountain, IRM. Definitely a not great outcome for this guy. Little throat phlegm. Got to get that out of there. This guy, cost base of $34.06, so I'm down 6.69% on this. Down $56.93. You know what? Not too upset. Overall, I'm a little bit over even if you account for dividends, because this guy does also pay a dividend right around 8%. So I love that. Right around 5% of my portfolio with this thing, with 25 shares. That's Iron Mountain for you. There's so many holdings here. So many holdings. But that's what I like. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's Bruno Mars. Cost base of $28.03. On this guy. And this guy right now, look at that. $20 or 20 shares of this guy, around 5% of my portfolio, up 54%, or $300. So again, this is not one I bought for share appreciation, but I got it right around a 6% dividend yield. So my yield on cost is somewhere around 7 to 8% when I was buying these. If we're looking, you can tell when I bought these shares, it was going to be right around this dip here back in December of 2017, and since then it's kind of taken off, and I didn't anticipate it doing that, but You want to know what it did? Still in the 5-year though. It is down. So what can I say? But I've got 20 shares of this dividend right now, earning me $13.40 per freaking quarter. Love it. I love that. I love it. $13.40 per quarter. I love everything about it. Next, we're gonna take a look at what other than ABR, one of my favorites. One of my favorites right now. Cost basis of $8.30 per share. This is a $14.78 share. Right around 5% of my portfolio. 55 shares of this guy. Up 78% in share appreciation. And that's equivalent to $350. But this guy also, very nice dividend. Very nice dividend. So I'm earning $16.50 per quarter at the moment. $16.50 per quarter off these 55 shares. So my yield on cost is quite high on this guy. Quite high. Probably right around 9% even. So love ABR. It's doing a great job just holding me down, getting me that dividend income. Next, APLE, Apple Hospitality. I like this guy. Another monthly dividend payer. 4.23% of my portfolio, 45 shares. Looking to add that to 50, which I will be probably doing shortly. Maybe this week, even by the end of this week. I don't know. We'll see. So right now, total return down 3.67%, $27 down. But after dividend, I'm up on this position quite a bit because every month I'm getting $4 per share. So $4 per share every single month. Right now, they just upped it, or really, it's those extra 5 shares. So now I'm getting $4.50 per share every single month for the future. So if you think about that, holding it over a couple, even if I held it over 6 months, I've covered this cost right here. So at the $4.50 at least. So nothing crazy there, and I've held this thing for a couple years now. So good. Sometimes, even if you're down a little bit on the position, you can make up for it. And that's why I really like these dividends. I'm not planning on selling it. I have a new addition for you though, guys. A new addition. New residential investment. NRZ. Why do I have NRZ here? So 10 shares here are literally so close to 1%, but it's not. 10 shares, only up 1% because obviously it's a new position. Bought it at $16.51. Limit share. What am I talking about? Limit order for that. Employees 3. That's fake news. But a dividend yield up around. It is actually right around 12% right now. I'm not joking with you. So I bought this guy in just literally a few days ago. Nothing crazy. I bought 7 shares and then 3 shares to make it a 10 share position. Right now, the dividend yield is actually accurate, right around 12%. So it's going to be a nice little investment. Probably around $5 per quarter, I believe. I think it's 50 cents per share is what they're handing out. So it's going to be very nice. So NRZ might even add more to that position too. I'll be keeping an eye on it. Prospect Capital, PSEC. 20 shares, less than 1% of my portfolio. Up $4 or 3.9 or 19%. Nothing crazy. But again, the yield on this guy right around 11%. So believe it or not, it's a monthly dividend payer as well. So I'm getting 90 cents every single month. I mean, nothing like, that's not absurd. Around, it's a little bit less than $12 a year if you really, want to weigh that out. But that's fine. I mean, I'm okay with this off just a $130 investment. That's nothing crazy right there. I could consider buying more of this guy too, potentially. So that's PSEC. What's next is a couple ETFs. I have all these. It's pretty well categorized, my portfolio is. So one of my favorite ETFs, SPHD, which is the Power Shares S&P 500 High Dividend Low Volatility ETF. Cost basis of $40.57 on each of these 5 shares. A little bit over 1%. Total return of $8 or 8%, which is around $16.24. But I like this guy because it is also a monthly dividend payer as well, right around 4%. So look at these little dividends. Monthly dividends around 70 cents Love that off of a $200 investment. I'm not upset. It's a good rock, and it's actually getting some share appreciation as well. Sorry, a little bit of coughs. Sometimes you get stuff stuck in your throat, and you're like, "What's going on?" I ate some peanuts. 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 That's what I said, and they got stuck in my throat. Next, we have SPYG, which is a SPDR portfolio S&P 500 growth ETF. SPYD. Right now up 22, right around 23% or $24.55. 3 shares on this guy only, so it's less than 1%, but they also offer a dividend as well with this. So it's a large cap ETF. I'm a fan of it. Definitely a fan of that ETF. Good thing to have to round you out. Next is another, guess what? Another one from SPDR. It is just the high dividend ETF, SPYD. 3 shares of this guy at $37.07 per share. Total return at 7% or $7.77. Dividend yield above 4% on this guy as well. So, see there, dollar dividend. Love that. This guy is a quarterly one though, so ooh, that was a good neck crack. Next we're getting there, don't worry. KBWY, which power shares KBW, high dividend yield investment financial portfolio. So this is focused on financial companies. 4 shares of this, 0.5% of my portfolio. Flat in terms of return, but 8.5% dividend yielder. Upcoming dividend is going to be 65 cents. Love that. I'm going to be getting paid. You know what? You know how often I get paid on this? I didn't mean to click on that, but I did. Every month I'm getting paid on this guy. So nothing too absurd. Getting paid every month. Makes me happy, and I don't like what my throat's doing to me. It's kind of making me upset. We have KBWY, which is going to be the Power Shares KBW Premium Yield Equity REIT portfolio. 5 shares of this guy, right around 1%. Down on my position, 2.75%. But dividend yielding right around 7 or 6%. Again, lovely monthly dividend payer. I love everything about that. And we're going to go ahead and we still got ETFs coming up here. Global Super Dividend ETF, 23.85 cents per share is my cost basis. 4 shares, 0.5% of my portfolio. Total return, flat. And another good yielder as well. Good yielder. Pays monthly for me. Not bad. Not too bad. And more ETFs upcoming. Don't worry. DES, which is the small cap dividend fund. WisdomTree. WisdomTree does this one. Up 3% on my position. 2 shares only. So nothing crazy. And a dividend yield right around 2.7%. Nothing too crazy with that one. Just a good little thing to incorporate some small cap into my portfolio. We have the Global X Internet of Things ETF, which I'm using more of like a growth one. Only 1 share of this though. Nothing crazy. 20% return on this guy, or only $4. So and they pay a tiny little dividend to go along with it, because of course they do. Next we have Garbage Chesapeake Granite Wash Trust. 5 shares of this one, down 62.39% or $5. Nothing absurd. Dividend yield right now is 26%. So you see here, sold a good bit of this off in September. Every quarter they do pay a good bit of money, but obviously the shares go down by that much. This was a dividend trap for me. Should not have gotten invested in that, but I did. But luckily it was not that much money. Yikes. Next, IQ. If you noticed from the last one, I sold off quite a bit of my IQ portfolio, so now I only have 5 shares of IQ. Cost base of 22.63. Total return of $7 or 6.47% up. If you look, I'll show you this trade here. I sold 8 shares at $23.97 per share. So overall, a very good, decent amount of profit there. I'll take it. $191.76 made out of that transaction when my cost basis was a little bit under, was right at 22. So only really made $2 per share there. So nothing's like absurd in terms of growth, but I'm not upset with it. I wanted to move out of those Chinese stocks a little bit more, just because that their economy is kind of rough, and you don't know how stocks are going to react in such a way. Next we have good speculative one, which I'm still waiting on. New Age Beverage. Whew, talk about a bummer. Down $200 on this one, down 61%. 70 shares. Yikes, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough on this guy. I bought 15 more shares at $1.89 per share. Yikes. Nothing absurd. So I have 70 shares of this now, just waiting on it to pop. Just depends. This year's going to be a huge year for them. We'll see how it goes. I skipped one, but that's okay. We have Glu Mobile here, which very close to breaking even. Getting closer and closer, down 7%. 9 shares of this guy, $4 down. Really getting close to breaking this one. We're almost going even. Still holding it, and I think once I get this thing breaking even, I might sell off that position and move that capital somewhere a little bit better. We have Glu Mobile Pharmaceuticals, average cost of $9.40, so I'm down 33% or $46 on this one. Rough. Pharmaceuticals, the life of pharmaceuticals. You never know. Next, we have, that's right, my 100 shares of NEO. Wish it was more. 100 shares at $2.07, so I'm up 132% on this. I really wish I had more in this. This thing's 2.86% of my portfolio. If I just bought another 100 shares at $2, I mean, that's $200 only. I would have been fine. Would have made another, would have been up just as much, but up $600 instead of this 270 garbage. So good for NEO. Really enjoying that position. Plug. I'm happy with my plug position too, up 84.75% or $56.15. 30 shares at $221. Things at $4 per share right now. So very big fan of what plug is doing for me. Hopefully they keep going up. Right after plug, I have one that I'm just waiting on. Just waiting on to be successful. BLNK charging, down 20% on this or $15. 30 shares. Nothing crazy. I'm just waiting on success here. I think BLNK charging has a good chance of popping off. So I might be purchasing more BLNK charging shares. And we have, finally, wrapping it off on a bad way, Catalyst Pharmaceutical, down 22% or $11.50. 10 shares of this guy. It's a fourth of my portfolio. What is going on with me? My brain, 1/4% of my portfolio. I said it right this time. Just waiting on this guy. Just need some good drug news, and this thing will pop. So that's my portfolio, right around $17,000. Hope you enjoyed. If you got any advice for me, let me know. Sorry, no Tesla in here. That's okay though.